All right, we are going to continue our work on spreadsheets using Google Sheets. Today I'm going to have you watch the screencast and pause and fill in data and follow my directions. So first thing I want you to do is go ahead and launch Google Sheets and start to fill in the data. This spreadsheet is on car mileage. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you fill out all the data that you see with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns: date, beginning, ending, miles driven, gallons, and miles per gallon. So you can go ahead and pause it and start filling in your data. Once you're done, just go ahead and hit play again. Okay, so once you have all your data in, we're going to go ahead and we're going to style up our spreadsheet just a little bit. And the first thing we're going to do is bold our title. So you're going to go ahead and select the cell. It says car mileage, and go ahead and click on the bold. So now it becomes bold. And then let's go ahead and change our font size. Change it up to 14. No, maybe let's go 18, a little bit bigger. And all right, let's change our font color. You can pick whichever font color you'd like. And let's also go ahead and change our fill. And then what we're going to do is merge these cells so that we don't have these lines here anymore. So what we're going to do is click in the center of the cell. Make sure you're not outside. You want to be inside the cell. And you want to click drag, hold your mouse all the way over to the F. Then you're going to go up and merge those cells. Okay, it's called merging the cells. And then we're going to center that so it's in the middle of our spreadsheet. All right, so now we're going to continue on and bold our other titles. And our date. We want all of these filled out because they were all days in a row. So we can autofill those by clicking and bringing down, click, drag, and hold, and it will autofill our dates for us. Let's see how it goes: 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all done. We don't have to do that. And now we're ready to put in our formula. All right, to put in our formulas, we're going to click on the cell that we want our subtraction to go in. So we click on this cell because this is miles driven, which is going to be your ending minus your beginning. So how many miles you ended with minus how many you started with. So you know how many miles you drove. So we're going to look over here for our formulas, and there isn't really one that goes with subtraction. So we're going to write our own over here, and every time they start with equals, and we're going to do equals C4, and we're going to use minus 15, and we're going to refresh because today it's not quite working right. And there's 289. Now, we want that formula to go into all of these, so we can take a shortcut. And when I have the crosshairs, if I click, drag, and hold, that formula will go in all of those cells for me. So I don't have to put it in each time. And I'm having to refresh, which isn't usually the case, but today for some reason Google's doing that. All right, so now we're ready for our miles per gallon. All right, so we're ready to put our formula in here. All right, so we're ready to put our formula in this cell right here. This will be how many miles we got per gallon of gas. So we are going to, and look up here under our functions, but there really isn't one for division, and we need to divide the number of miles by the gallons. Okay, so we're going to put equals because every formula starts with equals. And then we're going to select this cell and use our division. If we do this correctly, we should have 21.4. And we get 21.4 miles per gallon. So now we want the same formula to be in each of these cells below. So what we can do is click on our cell F4 and wait till we get the crosshairs, and we're going to pull this all the way down so that the same formula is in all of those cells. And now you'll notice that if we click on this cell, we'll see a different formula for each of those cells. All right, so now we're going to go back and format in a little more detail our beginning and our ending. These aren't formatted. You'll notice there's no commas. And so we're going to select these cells and let them know, let the spreadsheet know that those are numbers. You know, sometimes it's not, they're not sure, is this a date? You know, what are these? So we're going to go up and we're going to format. We're going to just pick number. And then it puts the commas in, and very clearly they are figures now. And then we don't want those decimal points there, so we're going to decrease those. And so we have numbers without decimal points, but we have our commas now. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to come right down to C16, and we're going to merge these three together. So we're going to merge these cells. We're also going to center them because we're going to put a label down here. We're going to put average miles per gallon. So we want just one average. Okay, so over here we're going to have to put a formula. And we can use the average formula for this. And we can click, drag, and hold. And so our average is 21.9 miles per gallon. All right, now we're going to go back up to the top of our spreadsheet here, and we're going to add a border so it is a little more, so it's easier to read. So to do that, we're going to select these headings and go up to borders. And you could outline the whole cell, you can outline just the center, but what we want to do is we want to just do a bottom border. So there's a space between the data and the heading. And just a few other things you can do to make your chart more, or your spreadsheet easier to read. Click, drag, and hold across your headings here, and you can fill so you make it stand out a little bit more. Maybe this one down here also should be filled. Maybe that's a little hard to read, so we'll lighten it up a little bit. And that is how you create a spreadsheet.